Hey, everybody. So in the last session, we began toning a particular angel, like we did Michael, um, and not just to do it from an intellectual point of view or set our intention, but really work the idea of tapping into the intuitive mind. So the reason why tapping into the intuitive mind is so important is for us to really be able to bring in that light or essence. The mental permanent atom has to be activated, which is in our pineal gland. Being in a place of intellect doesn't really do that. In fact, sometimes it can cause even a reverse effect. And so the idea is to use toning both to tap into the energy, but also to activate the intuitive part of the mind, which is directly associated with that inner eye or that mental permanent atom. So we just did Michael in the last session. So let's try Gabriel. So you can say Ga Bri El or Ga Bra El. You can play with them. It's not about saying it exactly, it's about the tone. You're toning it, right? Yeah, the tone brings in an energy, plus toning something helps to stimulate vagus nerve activity, which means that it is very helpful for stimulating the mental permanent atom, right? So we're going to do that, and then we're going to take the practice a little bit deeper. So first off, just keep your eyes closed and just say the name Gabriel silently. Just say Gabriel. And say it a few times and just see what you notice. Now you're going to say it verbally. It can be out loud or just a whisper, but verbalize the name Gabriel. If you're sensitive, you'll start to feel even a little something. Might be hard to define, but it feels like your head starts to expand just a little bit, right? So now let's say it in syllables. So you're going to say Ga, Bra, El. Ga, Bra, El. If you want to say Bri instead of Bra, you can do either one. Both work. So again, one more time. Ga, Bra, El. Now we're going to lengthen the tone. So just watch me for a second, and then we're going to all do it together. Go, bro, ill. Let's do it all together. Go, bro, ill. And again, go, bro, ill. and you feel something happening. Now, your eyes are closed. Feel it in your body, just wherever something jumps out at you. A tension, an agitation, a heaviness, a pain. Observe that area. You're not trying to make it better. You're not trying to make it go away. You're just observing. Maintain your awareness on that area of your body. And again, we're going to tone together. You're maintaining your awareness on that part of the body. Go. Bro. Now, you're going to move your awareness to the brain. Just observe your brain, both sides of your brain. Try to sink a little bit deeper into the brain. Now keep your awareness on the brain. Your awareness is on your brain. And we're going to tone Gabriel again. Ready? Go. Bro. Keep your awareness on your brain. You're just observing your brain. You're observing your brain. Try to relax a little deeper into the brain, going deeper and deeper towards the center. And then just let go for a moment. Okay, watch me for a second. I'm turning my head to the right as far as it can go. You don't have to push it, just go as far as you can go. And then to the left. Okay. Now, after you've done this part where you work on the brain and you've been, toned the name, you felt it in the body, you felt it in the brain. You sit for a little bit and then you go to the right and you say, silently, you say, Elohim. And then you go to the left. I actually did that wrong. I'm sorry. You go to the right and you say El. You go El. And then you go to the left and you say Elohim. Okay, so let's practice. Go to the right and you go El. And then go to the left, Elohim. Okay, so you turn your head to the right and then you say El. And then turn your head to the left and say Elohim. And then just be still and bring your awareness back to the brain. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. So, when we're doing these practices, part of what we're doing, like I was talking about, you're purifying the negative effects on the heart, pain, trauma, projections from other people, things that have impacted the heart. And, we've felt those pains, or at least they've hit our heart some way, somehow, right? And so that moves up into the brain and then affects how we think, right? Really, when we try to meditate, right, we're trying to activate the heart and move that energy up to have like a cleansing effect or a flushing effect, a shifting effect. So here we're using the angelic energies to help both purify the heart and then also purify the brain. So as we go through and we do the work with the angel and we have our awareness on our brain, and eventually we'll go deeper and deeper into the center of the brain. But as we invoke the angel, it actually has a purifying effect or a releasing effect, a shifting effect on the brain and the mind. Now, just like our body has an aura, the our upper faculties or our head has like this kind of aura around it as well, right? And so as we go through and we shift this in the brain, there's also starting to be kind of energy that's fleshing out. But you know how you see cartoons and there's like little thoughts around the cartoon character's head where he's saying something or thinking something, and there's like these little balloons around their head. There's kind of a thing like that in the energy body. And so after we go through and we invoke or tone the angel's name within the brain, it has a cleansing effect, but we want to flush things out of the area around our head so that that energy anchors and stays. So this idea of L, right? You're saying L when you go to the right, and then when you go to the left, you're saying Elohim. It has a purifying effect on the brain and the energy that surrounds the brain, right? Think of think of it as an energetic mold or blueprint that affects how we think, how we process, how we cognitively do things in our normal everyday life and in our intuitive aspects going beyond the senses. So after you've invoked the angel, you do it for however long you want, but then end it with that procedure. Okay. So again, let's have you put your awareness on your brain. And then we're going to say Gabriel, but we're going to break it up into syllables and we're going to tone it. I'll lead it and you just kind of follow along, but verbalize it. Go. Brawl. Go. Bro. You're just being still. You're just observing the brain. Turn your head to the right and silently say, L. Turn your head to the left and silently say, L O E. And then just straighten out your head and be still. See yourself in a ball of light, completely surrounded by a ball of light. Silently affirm, I am surrounded by the pure white light. I am surrounded by the pure white light. Only good comes to me. Only good goes from me. So be it. So be it. So be it. Notice how you feel. Okay, you guys. Thanks for joining us for this mystic vibration session. And thanks for being on the journey with us. And from all of us at Astara, we love you guys. Take care.